Brilliance Audio presents The Big Picture, The Fight for the Future of Movies by Ben Fritz, performed by Andrés Pabon. A note on sources. This book is based in part on stolen material. I won't make any bones about it. The cyber breach of Sony Pictures Entertainment in November 2014 resulted in the release of tens of thousands of private emails and documents, which became available to the public, whether downloaded from a peer-to-peer network or perused on WikiLeaks. Sony has called the hack a malicious criminal act, and that's correct. Executives at the studio have questioned my ethics, and that of many other journalists, in reporting on the contents of the stolen emails and documents, and I can hardly blame them. If emails revealing the innermost details of my reporting at the Wall Street Journal were released to the world, I would be horrified. And if bloggers burrowed through personal emails involving my family, my finances, and my online shopping history, I would undoubtedly be embarrassed. Nevertheless, it's an undeniable fact that much great journalism has used stolen material as its source. While the scale of the theft here was perhaps unprecedented, and the import of the material doesn't exactly compare to the Pentagon Papers, the principle remains the same. Interesting information worthy of public scrutiny is fair game for journalists. Now that anyone with an internet connection can read these emails and documents, the question is simply what to do with them. Already reporters have pored over many, looking for eyebrow-raising scoops, including new details about movies Sony was planning to make, and racially offensive jokes about President Obama made by a movie mogul and a power producer. Of course, I could have just left the hacked materials alone and moved on. That's possibly what some Sony Pictures employees, for whom the hack was a painful incident they'd like to just leave in the past, would prefer I do. But as a longtime reporter on the business of Hollywood, I believe the stolen emails and internal documents from Sony Pictures could be the core of a much bigger story, one about the changes in Hollywood and why we get the movies we do. I believed I could put these materials to a productive and enlightening purpose. This book is the result. Whatever your views, I hope you'll agree that what you're about to read is not exploitative. In researching this book, I read or skimmed nearly every email and document released in the hack. I frequently felt uncomfortable, as I think any compassionate human being would, and at times I felt unethical. That happened when I came upon emails of a clearly personal nature, particularly when it involved Sony employees' families, and doubly so their children.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?